What's up, guys? Daily Kamel here, and I'm gonna talk about something that kind of came up and flew under the radar, so to speak, along with the maintenance that brought us the Primo event just yesterday. We did get a few leaks, and this is the image that was posted by Random Blocks in the DLM Discord, our good friend. And you can see here at the bottom are two of the cards that were added with the event, the UR from the event, and the skill card, Mechlord Emperor Wazel Synchro Absorption. So, and you can see there's those two cards, but then the rest are, what the heck, it's a bunch of Buster Blader cards that are already released and playable in Duel Links right now. So, what the heck, why did a bunch of card IDs for already released cards in the game get dropped? That's kind of weird. Well, I've got a few ideas, but first let's look at the different cards that were added. Or I shouldn't say added, I should say that were just shown off in this. So first, we've got the basic meta composition of any Buster Blader deck, the bread and butter. You use your Buster Whelp, the Destruction Swordsman, in tandem with your Destruction Swordsman fusion to make the Buster Blader the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman. So essentially the combo is you normal summon the Buster Whelp, you add the fusion spell to your hand, and then with the fusion spell you add Buster Blader and a dragon to make your fusion monster here. And then if it's in your graveyard, you can send one card from your hand to the grave to add it back. So it is really, really good. And the Whelp can also get Buster Blader out on the field. So it's really consistent. And when it first came out, it was very, very good with DNA Surgery. This deck was pretty nuts, but it kind of got power crept. But it still does what it does very well. The Destruction Swordsman, it turns all dragons and negates their effects and swaps them into defense. In DNA Surgery, you make all your opponent's monsters dragons. Alright, so these cards, we already know a lot about them. So let's look at some of the maybe lesser known ones. So we've got Boom, Bam, Bop, Bop. So we've got Buster Blader, the Destruction Sword Master, Robot Buster Destruction Sword, Wizard Buster Destruction Sword, and Karma of the Destruction Swordsman. So on the left, this form of Buster Blader is a little different. When it's in the graveyard, when it's on the field or graveyard, if a monster your opponent controls is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target one of those destroyed monsters and equip it. You can send one monster card your opponent controls that is equipped to this card to the graveyard, destroy all monsters your opponent controls with the same type as that monster sent to the graveyard. Very strange. Very interesting. So this, you can see here, these cards kind of work together in tandem a little differently than the other Buster Blader cards. These are focused around equips. You'll notice that the Robot Buster Destruction Sword and Wizard Buster Destruction Sword, they equip to your Buster Blader or Buster Blader monster, I suppose. Well, this card's name becomes Buster Blader when it's on the field. Does the other Buster Blader say that as well? Let's see if we can find out really quick. I don't think it says it becomes Buster Blader, but it may count. Let me know in the comments if it counts. But essentially, these two cards give you effects when they are equipped. And then this one says you can send this equipped card to the graveyard, target a Destruction Sword monster in your graveyard, and add it to your hand. And this one says spell or trap cards already face up on your opponent's side of the field cannot activate their effects. You can send this equipped card to the graveyard. The monster that was equipped with this card gains 1,000 till the end of this turn. Okay, so finally we have Karma of the Destruction Swordsman. Sorry, I'm just getting through these kind of awkwardly. I've never really read these cards before. This is a quick play spell. Target up to 3 monsters with the same type in your opponent's graveyard. Banish them, and if you do, one Buster Blader or Destruction Sword monster you control gains 500 and attack and defense for each of the banished monsters until the end of this turn. If this card is in your graveyard, you can discard a Destruction Sword card, add this card to your hand. Alright, so out of these cards, the one that did see some play was Robot and Karma. They were like little tech choices. Robot making it so that your monster cannot activate their effects. Yeah, face-up spell and trap cards cannot activate their effects. So whatever, I believe something like Unending Nightmare was very good against Buster Blader. So this made Unending Nightmare useless. There you go. There's your meta context for these 4 cards. But, so why were these cards added, or I should say listed alongside the newer Buster Blader support that we got? And I believe that maybe, right, when we have already released cards in the game that are listed to us, it doesn't always... It's hard to pinpoint, or I should say it's not hard to pinpoint where they would release them. There's not many instances in which they give us, or which they show us already released cards. So my first guess, right, was a Buster Blader structure deck. A structure deck, this is all of the reprints here. They've got everything they need. And for a Buster Blader structure deck, you're going to need some new cards. Now, guys, please, this is just some speculation. And of course, if we were to get a Buster Blader structure deck, we would need new cards. And the new cards that could be the key, or I should say the cover card or the high value card, the new card that you want to get, are one of these or both Buster Dragon and Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. These are extremely good cards, right? A lot of people were talking about them back when, you know, Buster Blader were just falling out of the meta, like what they need to get going. So really quickly, I'm going to read these. Buster Dragon is a level 4, it's a level 8 Dragon Synchro, 1 tuner or non-tuner. All monsters your opponent controls become dragons. This is insane. You really don't need DNA surgery anymore as long as you can make this monster. That's nuts. Once per turn, if you do not control a Buster Blader monster, you can target one Buster Blader in your graveyard. Special summon it. Once per turn, quick effect, you can target a Buster Blader monster you control. Equip it with one Destruction Sword monster from your graveyard. So that was a lot of the other cards that we just previously read. Of course, the 2 other Destruction Sword cards had kind of niche effects, but this one you're going to see has a much better effect. Buster Dragon stats, not too offensively powerful, but high defensive stats, so it's really good at walling you off. So, next we have Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. This is your level 1 Dragon Buster, and it has an equip effect just like the other Dragon Busters, and it says when this card is equipped to a monster, your opponent cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck, period. While this card is equipped to a monster, you can special summon this equipped card. You can only use this effect of Dragon Buster Destruction Sword once per turn. Whoa. So this is you can special summon this after it is equipped, and then if you equip this to a Buster Blader, which you pretty much will, you will equip it to a Buster Blader in level 7, you can make your Buster Dragon right after that, or you can leave it equipped for whatever reason, save it for when you need a dragon for a fusion, do what you will. So these 2 cards in tandem are extremely good. Buster Dragon Destruction Sword makes the synchro play a lot easier, and Buster Dragon makes it so you always have an equip for further synchro plays. It does not seem like there are any summoning restrictions on them that restrict you to only dragons or anything, so that is pretty good. Although, you know, all your monsters will become dragons once Buster Dragon is on the field. So before I move on to my next thing, let me know in the comments, do you guys think that Buster Dragon and Dragon Buster Destruction Sword are too OP for Duel Links? What do you think? Would you like to see them? Let me know. I, for one, would. I'm all for, you know, them powering up these old decks that could desperately use the support and just, you know, they could add more to the Duel Links ecosystem, having more support, even if they're not meta. Alright, so my next thing, it's not really going to be, you know, much to show, but I do think another option for these cards being added is that they will be incorporated in a skill of some sort. You can see here, Mechlord Emperor Wazel's Synchro Absorption is not obtainable. It is not an obtainable card, but it is added to your hand via a skill and then summonable that way. So these cards could like all be like added to your deck with some new Buster Blader skill from an event that they have planned for one of the Yugi's. That is a high possibility. The cards are already in the game, but maybe they're adding their IDs for them to be turned into playable skill cards, or skill cards that are addable from your deck to your hand, or from outside of your deck to your hand, whatever, or from from outside your deck to your deck, that kind of thing. Like set Delta SL, you add all those cards to your deck. I assume that these cards will be added via a skill in the same fashion. So that is the other idea that I had for why these were added to the game. Of course, I would much rather the previous thing be the case where they get a structure deck. The other possibility is that they would be getting reprinted somewhere else. We just had a new selection box, and these cards were not reprinted, and I don't know why they would be, but I don't really see many other places where these cards could pop up, right? They don't. Really old cards like these don't really pop up again in boxes. The newest Buster Blader cards are from... Oh my god, I am going to butcher this. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm going to save it. It's from Power of Bravery, which holds the Destruction Swordsman Fusion and Buster Whelp. And then the old Buster Blader cards that was talking about just a few minutes ago are from Crimson Kingdom. So those cards are separated by like 2 years. So I do not know where they would be coming up. I do believe some of the Buster Blader cards are in a previous selection box. So yeah, it's very weird that we're seeing them, but of course, structure deck, this is a great opportunity for a meta, very good and healthy structure deck. I know people are going to think that these cards would be too strong, but I think they have a lot to add to the meta right now. So let me know what you think about Buster Blader, the archetype. Would you like a structure deck? What do you think is coming, if anything? And yeah, I'll see you guys around. Peace out.